All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto you. How about Shema Abishai, by Shema Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, child of Akim, they're pushing the word of sincerity and in truth. Y'all want to do this lesson on this white pastor convicted after planting a poison water supply in black communities. I actually seen it on Kodak Black's page. White pastor convicted poison. All right, so this is the actual articles that you see that popped up, but it says a white pastor plotted to poison water supply of black community, and this isn't just alleged. You see all these different articles that's popping up on this white Edomite pastor. That his whole thing was to get, to F Jake up, man. So he put on the guise that he was looking for the benefit of Jake to turn to the Lord. While at the end of the day he was, working Jake into a snake in the snake pit, man. Trying to put Jake straight to death, whether it was a slow kill or initial blow. And that's really the spirit that all these Edomites come in, man. Because the Edomite race, contrary to popular belief, is not for your well-being. You got a lot of Jakes that want to resist that notion, that want to, basically pick up arms against us because we tell you the truth. That's why Paul said that, have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth, in the book of Galatians, and it seems to be such. A lot of you Jakes get pissed off at us, and then you'll run and supply the so-called white man with all your resources, funds, predominantly your money, because you don't have really anything else that you would give them. It ain't like the ancient world where you had gold, silver, trinkets, and different supplies that you could actually donate. All these pastors mainly be wanting is them FRNs, and in return they'll feed you with poison, whether it's poison that comes from their doctrine, whether it's poison that comes through certain, like it says, water supply, like Jim Jones, which was a cult leader. He was destroying Jake. That's why it says, through peace shall he destroy Biddy. So they come in a peaceful spirit, and a lot of people, they buy into the charm and the charisma of that pastor, because he has a way with efficiently using words, bedazzling the masses of the people, having them feel, relaxed. He puts Jake in a sense of comfort that everything is going to be all right. And that's why these Jakes will bend over backwards for these congregational leaders. And then in return, they get stabbed straight in the spine, man. But it says a white South African pastor has been convicted after planning to kill thousands of black residents and overthrow the government. Today, a jury found 61-year-old Harry Johannes Nosen of the National Christian Resistance Movement guilty of high treason, recruiting people to commit attacks and incitement to carry out violent attacks. Yeah, and you know what? He's not the only one that's committing acts of treason. You Negroes, Latinos, as well as you Native Americans, you all are defiant as all hell, man. You don't want to turn back to your power. You don't want to actually have your people rule up under you. You just want to have the enemy to tower over you. And like I said, that's why Jake would put all his money. Jake would put all his money into these different these pastors' pockets, and then these pastors will demand more and more. And whether it's a white pastor or black pastor, a lot of you Jakes, you just so easily deceived. You're naive. You don't read. The majority of your IQ is in the SHITTER. I'm trying to be a little bit more clean with my words. Pages getting clipped or whatnot. But, due to the fact of that low based mentality, it gives it's nothing for these pastors to mow over the minds of the mass of you jakes, man. You don't have lack of discernment, and you don't read. All right, because the scripture says, "Blessed is he that readeth." You know, one case in point, the scripture says, "Envy not the oppressor, neither choose none of his ways." The scripture speak about also, you're not supposed to set another nation above you, man. It says, "Every beast shall resort to his light." So you're supposed to gather yourselves together, as it is written in Zephaniah the 2nd chapter, "Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired." But it says the prosecution stated that Notion put together a group of individuals who thought of ways that a biological weapon could infect and kill black people. Of their ideas, the group discussed the idea of poisoning of water reservoirs used by black communities. Yeah, see, the so-called white man ain't nothing but a supervillain, man. You watch these different movies, like, all right, I watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That came out maybe like 4 years ago. And the whole thing was that supervillain, I don't recall his name.
Head northwest on
but he was
Parkway, then turn left
looking
to stay on Seasons Parkway.
Destroy the people. I think it was their water supply. You know, when you watch these different movies like these Spider-Man plots, you always see this the supervillain at the top, you know, trying to taint the air or the water or the food, you know. And then you'll look at the genre and it'll say fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Or to say or to say fiction. So you come in the mentality like that's the furthest thing that can actually happen to us as a people, not knowing that you got these super villains ruling over you, man. And they're hunting for your lives. That's why the scriptures refer to Esau as a lion, man. All right? A lion is an apex predator. And they don't stop until they get the kill, man. So you think these devils gonna let up off the gas? You know, just because of you got a baby that you trying to look after. You think that these devils are sentimental because they read the Bible to you every day, or every week, every Sunday, and they could give you scriptures that touch you in the right place. So you think that that's a good person, man? The scripture says there's nobody that do a good. No, neither. Yahweh Shah said it best. Nobody but my Father in heaven. So you got to be walking with your antennas up, man. And that's the question to majority of you Negroes, man. Where was your antennas when the so-called white man was doing all this BS? Because I'm pretty sure it was a couple Negroes that got a whiff of what was going on, but they just that pastor can't do no wrong. You see? And then next thing you know, you drinking tainted water, man. So 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. You know what that means? Keep your head on a swivel, man. You know, you got to keep your head on a swivel, man. You know, watching this devil, you know, in all his tracks. This is warfare. You know, whenever you on the battlefield, tracing steps is one of the main things that you have to learn at war. Knowing how to track movements, knowing where those movements are, knowing where those footprints are going through. You know, and if you look at the footprints of this devil, it traces all the way back to Rome. It traces all the way back to Greece. It traces all the way back to Britain. It traces all the way back to the most vicious and atrocious times, slavery, that you Negroes have ever been through in your life. That's why the scripture says that the Lord requires that which is past. All right. And the scriptures is a book of remembrance. All right. It's a book where you're supposed to go through, learn, and educate yourself, and not get caught up in the mischievousness of your enemies. All right. But see, Jake want to try to reinvent the wheel and find a way to snuggle with the white man. You know, it's always a big, tough Negro or a big black woman, man, or a Latin or a Native American for that sort. They always want to snuggle with the so-called enemy, man. You know, and this devil might snuggle back for a time, but he knows it's not the perfect time to strike. If you look at a snake, they know their time to strike. Snakes ain't gonna just strike at any point, you know, because they have a limited supply of that venom. They're gonna use it at the perfect time. So this devil, for instance, he tried to use that poison at the perfect time, but he got caught out there. But you got individual devils that's on top of him, that's looking to poison, and that already poisoned the water supply of that sort. But that's looking to do some destructive nature that makes this guy look like a Bernie Sanders, man. You know, it makes him just look like a chump Edomite from the old block. They don't. It's top devils, man, that look at him. Whatever, 100, 1,000. We're destroying billions. All right, we're destroying our own people. So that's the powers that we fighting in Ephesians the 6th chapter. All right. Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Yeah, so the scriptures say, stay on them enemies' ass, man. You know, there's certain in writings where the men would stake out and hunt down the enemy, man. The Most High is igniting an ancient world mentality. And all these devices and all this stuff that's used to keep Jake all destroyed from lack of knowledge and, you know, keep Jake in that state of hypnosis. You know, we got to get in that spirit of cracking through that magic, man. Because it's all to keep you out your element, keep you out your, you know, keep you out your spiritual bag. We got to stay within that. You know, this is what this thing is about, man. All right, and I don't want to make this too long. I'm going to have to head into to that plant. Short for plantation, of course. So hopefully brothers will edify, you know, and a few sisters that listen. I want to end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Shema, Rashad, by Shiva Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, the great millstone. Shalom, my king.